I didn't have it, bro. Oh my god. I'm sorry, peeps. I've been fucking texting. What kind of YouTube shit is that, fool? I'll tell you what kind of YouTube shit is. That's some alpha male shit, bro. I don't even fucking care, bro. I don't care about my fucking viewers. I treat these viewers like my bitches, bro. I feed them fucking crumbs. My viewers been waiting on hands and fucking feet to see if I'm gonna talk. I'll make you wait through 5 minutes of fucking me texting in silence, bitch. Cause that's how hot you want this fucking hot ass fucking shit that I drop on this fucking microphone. It's fucking smoke. I don't have it, bro. I'll be glad I don't get out, bro. I don't like my shit. No gonna ever, nothing gonna ever, yep, you know this, tougher than a lion, ain't no need in trying, I know where the sky ends, yep, I know this, no lying, truth teller, that Nirvana rain just swallowed up, all black on, all black shades, blacked out, murked out, Joy Division, rock this shit like fashion, pedestal, so I let you know that I'm so hard. Yeah, so hard. Alright. Don't worry, the show's about to start. I'll just make you fucking... I just been texting my peeps and shit like that. You know what I mean? Keeping the strength together. Inspiring my guys. My guys. Everybody starts somewhere. What one man can do, another man can do. What one man can do, another man can do.
In 600 feet, turn right onto South Wilton Place. to South Wilton Place. Continue on South Wilton Place for half a mile.
Fuck you, cunt. You don't give a shit about. You don't give a shit about your friend. 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 You knock on the door, you dumb bitch. Savage to these hoes, bro. I hate all these hoes. I hate all these hoes. Period is a less strong version of exclamation point. How women judge your value continued. Banging your head against the wall for months not making improvement is one of the most frustrating things in the game. If that shit seems gimmicky and divorced from your normal personality and it seems like you're succeeding based on a glitch or an unusual phenomenon as opposed to by genuinely conveying your personality in a way a glitch or an unusual little phenomenon as opposed to genuinely conveying your personality, that's a good indicator of shit. In terms of how to work on your leveling, I'll tell you a little bridge from the system and tell you the toolkit and the game plan and the service manual and the cheat code. The first is like a roadmap for beginners, and it talks about a lot of the behaviors that cats have that are really holding them back. Bad fashion, bad coaching, bad mentality and mindsets. That you may have all the greatest pickup techniques in the world, you may be able to get the girl's attention, you may be able to set a frame, but when you set a girl, start letting a girl know what life is like and letting a girl know what you're into, it's going to become very, very clear that you just don't get it. That your life isn't one that she would want to be invited into. So one of the fundamental areas of leveling is make sure that your life is one that you are enjoying and one that you are proud of, so that all the game that you have isn't wasted once you get the girl in the door. So that's a lot of what we talk about in the beginner roadmap. Next thing is the intermediate roadmap, and we talk about a lot of these leveling behaviors and technical things, a lot of the specifics. Specific leveling behaviors, specific leveling situations, and a big one of those, which is a theme throughout all this, is the theme of subtlety. When you first come in the game, you basically don't call, you're basically lost and confused. You know what you're doing, that will go nowhere, it'll be obvious. Nothing will happen. It'll be obvious that you're afraid to show any kind of interest. It'll be obvious that you're clueless. The next level up is where you do have a game plan, but you're very clear implementing that game plan. Nobody likes to feel coerced. Nobody likes to feel forced or frame controlled. People like to feel like things just happen. People like to feel like it's a decision of their idea. We talked about the path to subtlety, the path towards making it not feel like game anymore, making it a shared experience, making it feel like it just happened, making it so that, oh, this guy's using game on me, instead thinking, oh, this guy's really fun, this guy's really cool, I hope he likes me, and I hope I can have him. And that's the next transition. That's like 2003. That's like 2003-ish. You can't be subtle in a gimmicky way. You need to be subtle in a way that comes from understanding the real frame of where your value comes from, and understanding the frame of who you want to be, and the dynamic that you want to have to offer the most value to the girl. And that's where you want to get to at the end of the day. So that's a little bit on leveling, a little bit on identifying leveling, a brief bit on how to go about fixing it in the different stages. You would go about it, getting your life together on the stage of technical, and on the stage of making things more subtle, and on the stage of making the experience of going through the process painless, positive, fun for the girl, and making it just happen. Because girls do want to have sex with you, probably as much or more as you want to have sex with them, but they're in this weird position where they can't feel slutty about it or whatever, even though it's 2019 pretty much, so I don't know how true that fucking shit is anymore. But that's a lot on leveling. That's a lot about the toolkit. And now the toolkit is only at this special launch price for 48 more minutes. And we know when you're watching this fucking video, whether you're watching it live now or whether you click on it 6 years from now, we have spies with the NSA, and we're fucking on your webcam, and we know exactly when you start watching this fucking shit. So if you try to fucking buy this shit 12 minutes after you clicked on this, we will not give it to you at the special introductory price. You will be shit out of luck, motherfucker. Alright. I want to know shit so good. I want to be good shit. Hire me, bitch. Video 1 of the text series. I'm going to teach you how to take a phone number and make it into a date. All the steps in line to make sure you're getting a date, rather than getting a bunch of flaky fucking numbers. So I'm going to teach you how to read, touch, and understand them, how to deal with specific situations, all this kind of stuff. I may at some point, once the texty stuff is done, deal with some social media technical examples as well, so it's going to really run the gamut. So for this first video, we're going to talk about something very, very important. Probably more important than anything in the texting, which is how to set yourself up. How to get a solid number. Because all the text game in the world is rarely going to turn into a super flaky that doesn't like you around. It's rarely going to fucking do that. So a shitty text game can take a solid number and turn it into shit. The best way is to get a solid number first. Talk to you about some high leverage points and principles. Help you run that shit. Obviously, the better the overall interaction is, the better. Obviously, the more you spend time with her, the more shit you have, all those things kind of help. It doesn't have to do just generally with texting. I'll teach you the 3 rules of what you need to do to turn even a 10-second number, or when you barely have time, chance of that shit being a solid number, especially with a good interaction. So, without further ado, You got to get the bitch to qualify herself. If she doesn't make an effort to prove herself to you, or to prove that you and she might get along, or something along those lines, then you have no real reason to want her to get a number from her. If you just go ahead and you're like, hey, I like you, what's your number? Seems like the only thing you like it for is appearance. It doesn't make you special. It doesn't make you seem like a high-value guy. So get her to qualify herself on some fucking level other than her looks. Or something like that. It's going to dramatically improve the chances of going from number to date. So qualification, absolutely highly, highly critical. Have the pros and plans. Hey, how do you feel about doing this activity? Okay, cool. How do you feel about getting an activity? Hey, that's really fun. Just definitely hang out sometime. Yeah, cool. What's your number? So what you're doing here is making the number make sense. Because a lot of guys that do pickup, especially bad pickup, is they become the phone number bandit. They run in, get a phone number, and leave. There's no intention or premise behind the number or make it seem like you're logically going to hang out with the girl. It doesn't seem real. But when you actually have an idea in mind and you actually frame it, you make everything with the texting easier, especially because one of the hardest things to do in text game is to broach the transition from conversation to date. But from the very beginning, that the reason why you got the number was to set up a date, now all your texting along those lines becomes less needy. In fact, because you've set the premise for a date, because you have a good solid set, otherwise, a lot of times you'll be able to skip through all that bullshit and just cut straight text if you can. So set the premise that it's for future plans, as opposed to this nebulous idea that we'll fucking talk. It's going to absolutely do a different, and the percentage of girls is going to go from number to date. Your number and her phone. Get the number and you just text her right then and there. Especially if it's like an interesting message. Or a lot of times what I like to do is get a girl's phone and have you text her from her phone or something from those. Text herself from your phone, something along those lines. One way or another, to make sure that when you do text or call that girl later, it comes up with a name that she will recognize as opposed to 10 random digits. Because most people, if they get 10 random digits, they will not remember it, especially if you don't text them right away. Now, a lot of these bitches act like, even if you did that and you had them text themselves from your phone and say, hi, it's such and such. Hi, GI, it's such and such. When you do text them, they'll be like, who's this? They're just fucking doing a shit test. All you got to do is not get butt hurt. Simply tell them who it is and move on. And just pity them for their insecurity of having to fucking crank out a shit test every 5 fucking seconds. Okay. She may forget you, but you're the absolute biggest thing that happened in her day. So you want to get that number in the phone while you can. It's going to do dramatic things for you. So those are the absolute 3 things that you need to do. Now I'll throw out a couple of other things that are very helpful. The first one is try and stay a couple minutes after getting the number. And that's because everything you've done up to getting the number is treated as a pickup. You haven't decided if you like each other, you're still hitting there. As soon as you got their number, there's this tacit agreement that you're making plans, especially if you did it as a premise. Getting the number. The fact that you're staying, talking to her afterwards, you have no agenda. Now that you've already got the number, you're just hanging out and spending time to spend time. Builds up a massive amount of comfort, and it also allows her to see you in the way that, oh, we're hanging out, we're having a good time, which is the same premise. So the fact that she's done with you in that context and it feels fully comfortable with her makes it think that a date with you will be fully comfortable. And the final thing is something you can do in that 5-minute period is try and get a rough idea of what her schedule is. If you know her schedule, it's going to massively help you in the texting process because you're going to know when to respond. If you know her work hours, you text afterwards, you're much more likely to get a response. Also, when it gets to making plans, if you know roughly when her schedule is and when she's free, you'll be able to ask for plans and times when she's free as opposed to ask for times when she has work or other obligations. As soon as you start asking for obligations and you're no, it's not your fault because she doesn't have other plans, it's going to really work against you. So it's figuring out her schedule, it's going to really work in your favor. So quick cap, what do you want to do in getting the number? 1, you want to qualify her. 2, you want to set the premise. 3, you want to get your number in her phone. And bonus points, stay another 5 minutes and try and find out her schedule. Qualifier. Get your number and phone. Set the qualifier, premiser, QPG5, qualifier, set the premise. Sometimes when you're not drunk yet. Okay. So, you qualify, get that bitch qualifying herself. 2, you set the premise of the fucking purpose of me getting your fucking number is not to just chit-chat, bitch. It's to set up a face-to-face shit. And don't try and confuse it as FaceTime, bitch. I don't need to do no app shit with you, bitch. Okay, and then 2, 3, get your number in her fucking phone somehow, and then stay another 5 minutes. So QPG5, make her qualify herself. Set the premise, get your number in her phone, and stay an extra 5 fucking minutes to fucking just chit-chat and build comfort, because don't be a number bandit and run off the second you got a fucking number. Shout out to Julian. How to dating advice for men. Discover the path to your dreams and shit. And fucking obliterate anything in your fucking way. Reading little recaps. Anyways, there was a recap of some of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey shit. And the first quote was basically, follow your bliss. Now that might sound simple. What the fuck is that? But this is something that I told myself back in the day too, when I was first finding out about this. And the way I live my life, and what influenced a lot of the decisions of what I'm doing even here today, is I really sat down and asked myself, what do I want? One of the first things was success with women, disconnecting from social conditioning. Man, a lot of these beliefs I have are just conditioned. I don't have to go this route that society keeps promoting. I can actually do my own thing. Have control, if you will, over your destiny, shall we say. And you kind of realizing that a lot of the things people are chasing in our consumer culture, little instant gratification hits, we all do this. There's probably something right now that you think if you get it, you'll finally be happy. But, and we'll talk about this too, making that shift. Going from internal fulfillment to reach, if you will, if you're always chasing the next thing, or if you think something's outside your grasp or you'll finally be complete, it'll never ever make you complete. You get it, there'll be a new thing, and then there'll be a new thing, and then a new thing. Most likely in the past, if there's something that you're chasing, you're like, I finally got it. I finally feel fucking happy. You know, you may temporarily feel happy, but deep down inside, if the only thing that makes you feel happy is that drive of just more and more and more and more, it's not the getting. It's the fucking journey. But anyway, me in the beginning, that was huge. He means follow your passion, not someone else. Whatever you're doing, it has to be for you. A lot of guys only want to talk to the girl that their wings find hot, or only want to date the girl that their wings find hot. You don't actually know what you truly want. You just want to fit in. You might like, say, a girl next door type of girl, but it'd be more impressive to your friends if it was like a model, so you might be going after a model. You might go up to a girl, and let's say tonight you go up to a girl and there's not that much chemistry, and guy is a little less hot, then girl, you have a lot less chemistry. You're gonna ask that one just to seem cool. We're always checking, am I doing it right? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? And what does society tell you to do? What does it reinforce? Not that there's anything wrong with it. That's what it tells you to do. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job, get a girlfriend, get married, have kids, get a promotion, get another promotion, and another promotion, and retire. And then fucking die, motherfucker. If you do that, then you have lived the right way, right? That's what motherfuckers say. There's nothing wrong with that if you genuinely want to live that type of life at all. But it's coming from a place where a lot of people just love it. Yeah, I gotta follow the path that. Totally fine. However, if you're doing that shit from a place where you think that you have to do it, or you're looking for approval, and that's the only reason you're doing it, snap out of that shit, motherfucker. And that's something that even finding out about this really got me aware. My entire life was never really a terrible life. Well, sometimes it was, but there were some difficult circumstances, but maybe sometimes your life is too normal that it's just bland.